An approximate theory of water coning and oil wells. Water or gas coning. Coning is a production problem in which gas-cap gas or bottom water infiltrates the perforation zone in the near wellbore area and reduces oil production. Coning is a rate-sensitive phenomenon generally associated with high producing rates. Strictly a near wellbore phenomenon, it only develops once the pressure forces drawing fluids toward the wellbore overcome the natural buoyancy forces that segregate gas and water from oil. Pressure drawdown at the perforations tends to cause the undesired fluid to move toward the perforations. If you imagine the oil in the figure to the right flowing towards the wellbore, you can understand that with the production of water, the oil flow to the wellbore is simply blocked by the water cone. In ideal conditions at the wellbore, under ideal conditions in which no coning exists, flow is principally horizontal and mainly oil is produced. The figure at right illustrates a producing well with no coning. These conditions illustrated can be achieved by producing at a reduced production rate, slower pumping speed, shorter pumping stroke, smaller pumping unit, timer on less amount of time on the pumping unit, valve open less on a flowing well. A complication may be caused by coning of water adjacent to boreholes. The extent of coning depends on the rate of production. This is the cover of Lesson 2 and the list of lessons on the right for the home study course issued by the Petroleum Extension Service, the University of Texas at Austin, in the 1971 issue. You can see lesson number 2 is Petroleum Geology and Reservoirs. This is the title page of lesson 2, 1971. This is part of page 61, where it shows a heavy oil and water produced, a heavy column, low or no tubing pressure, and high bottom hole pressure. In the case of a water drive reservoir, water production will make the fluid in the tubing heavier and can reduce surface tubing pressures to such an extent that artificial lift may be required, even though reservoir pressure might be maintained at a relatively high level. Figure 87 on the right shows how bottom water can be pulled into a well by excessive producing rates. This may occur in either an oil or gas well. The problem is called coning and is indicated by increasing water-oil ratio as flow rates are increased. It can generally be improved by reducing the production rate. This screen here is the shows the website where you can buy the home study course of the well servicing and workover series at the PTEX. Morris Muscat was an American petroleum engineer. Muscat was born in Riga in the Russian Empire. He came to the United States with his family in 1911 and became an American citizen in 1914. Muscat attended Marietta College and Ohio State University, then taught physics at Bowling Green University. He earned his doctorate in physics from the California Institute of Technology in 1929. He had numerous awards and commendations throughout his career. Ralph Dewey Wyckoff was a pioneer in exploration, geophysics, and petroleum production. Was born in Jacobsville, Michigan In 1897, R.D. Wyckoff received his B.S. in electrical engineering at Michigan State College in 1920. Following his graduation, he served briefly as an instructor in electrical engineering at his alma mater. In 1925, Wyckoff joined Maryland Oil Company and became an important member of what is believed to have been the first geophysical department to be established by an oil company. He was editor of Geophysics from 1939 through 1942. He also had numerous recognition and awards throughout his life. An Approximate Theory of Water Coning and Oil Production by M. Muscat and R.D. Wyckoff, Tulsa meeting, October 1934. The phenomenon called water coning is that observed in many wells in which bottom water gradually and frequently suddenly displaces a part or all of the oil production when a certain rather critical production rate from the well is exceeded. What is incredibly interesting to students of the coning phenomenon is the publication of an article entitled Approximate Theory of Water Coning and Oil Wells by Muscat and Wyckoff in the Volume 114, Issue 1, December 1935 issue of Transactions of the American Institute of Mining and Metallurgical Engineers. This journal later became the SPE, Society of Petroleum Engineers. And if anyone researched the subject of coning, nothing can be found before this publication in 1935 concerning the subject. The SCG, the Society of Exploration Geophysicists, was founded in 1930 by 30 men and women who felt that the use of geophysical technology for petroleum exploration had matured to the point that a professional society was needed to facilitate the transfer of technical knowledge. The society started its own journal, Geophysics, in 1936. Membership grew significantly in the late 1930s and 1940s, and this required hiring a permanent staff to conduct the society's day-to-day operations. As a result, a business office was opened in Tulsa. The actual article by Muscat and Wyckoff can be viewed online in a PDF format by visiting the Approximate Theory of Water Coning and Oil Productions, Transactions of the AIME at 1 Petro.